Do do. Window caption. Oh, what the? Cool.
And what you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just adding some ammo.
It's not letting me like review what I want to review.
Just back. How to make us a full like that.
No, it's not letting me like share. What is up with my thing today? Do I not have anything? And stop screaming. Should be working. Bro. Screaming. Oh. So. They've been spitting on me. Like, oh.
Jackie, you ready to trick or treat? Jeffy, what's your costume supposed to be? Damn, it's got to come down your wiener when you play with it too much. Jane, stop it. You're a ghost. No, I'm definitely this. Jimmy, stop it. You're a ghost. Stop saying that. Well, the Tooth Fairy. No, she's not the real Tooth Fairy. She's dressed like the Tooth Fairy. She's the Tooth Fairy, and you're the... No, I'm Reese's. Reese's? No, I'm Reese's, like the candy. If you eat too much of me, you lose your teeth, and then she comes and... Jimmy, knock it off. Stop saying that. Jimmy, tell people you're like a happy little teeth. Okay, not. We definitely split. Jimmy, see if you say that again, we're not going trick or treat. Okay, stop. All right, let's go trick or treating, guys. So, guys, you ready to go trick or treating? Yeah. Wait, Cody, what are you and Ken supposed to be?
Well, obviously, I'm the pencil and Ken is paper because I put my graphite all over him. I'm a tip on him. It looks like a dong. We thought that'd be cute.
Nice cow costume, Penelope.
Yeah, I guess me and Ken will just go fuck ourselves.
Joseph, what are you supposed to be?
See, the costume said it Happy Feet, so I was expecting 10 toes on that motherfucker, but nope. Guess what I am? A penguin.
We haven't seen you happy feet, Joseph?
No, it's about feet.
What about a penguin?
See, that's what I'm talking about. The false advertisement. Happy Feet. I'm expecting Margot Robbie's feet to be on that bitch.
Yeah, I guess that would make a lot more sense. I mean, I don't know why they called the movie Happy Feet. Like, penguins don't even have feet, they have flippers.
Right. Call the Happy Flippers.
Yeah. So, guys, what do you think I'm supposed to be? I am Donald Trump. How'd you know?
I'm the guarantee here.
Yeah, build the wall. Yeah, Kamala Harris is for they, them. Trump is for the working class.
He's forgetting stuff you heard.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, he approved that message, so that's true.
Yeah, he did say it.
Wait a minute, Penelope. You didn't tell me you were dressing up as Cody's mom for Halloween.
Yep, there it is. I thought you forgot for a second.
You would think I would forget your mom's a big, fat, ugly cow? And that's something Donald Trump would say.
Yeah, he's right.
He doesn't like women, I think. Something,
It's true.
something like grabbing pussy. Guys, let's go trick or treating.
Hey.
All right, Jeffy, knock on the door and say trick or treat.
What?
Buzz, that will not die. Like, Bo! How much health does he have?
Trick or treat, smell my dick, get something sweet to it.
Wow, that's a new one. I've never heard that one before.
He meant trick or treat. Are you supposed to be the karate kid?
No, I'm actually Tom Brady.
David is putting yourself by yourself.
Disgusting. Can't even wipe himself.
Yep, it's crazy. Isn't it crazy? She's worth $400 million, and he's just some random nobody, and he gets to cream pie. Isn't that crazy, Marvin? She paid for dick. And you know what else is crazy? That kid's gonna grow up with Tom Brady's kids, and he's gonna be like, wow, my dad's Tom Brady? No, shithead. And Marvin, get this. That means when they hired the jiu-jitsu instructor, Tom Brady had to shake that guy's hand and be like, oh, okay, you're gonna teach my wife how to be a ninja, huh? I'm gonna go out there and win Super Bowls. And meanwhile, that jiu-jitsu instructor, just cream it, Marvin. Just cream it. The luckiest man in the world. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
What's Jackie supposed to do?
A blown load.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did in Tom Brady's ex-wife.
Okay, well, do you have any candy for Jeffy?
Oh, yeah, let me go grab that.
Hey, who likes Skittles, huh?
Me!
All right, let's give me some of those.
But not too many, because I like Skittles too.
So, Jeffy, what do you say?
Babu bap bap babu.
Okay, happy Halloween to you too. Or as the jiu-jitsu instructor would say, happy Halloween pie and a rich woman.
All right, guys, it's the first house of the night, which means we're gonna get the most candy here because Halloween just started.
Oh, yeah, dude, let's stack up those candy. Yeah.
All right.
Hello, trick or treat.
I'm coming. Worshippers want. Devil worshippers, we just want to trick or treat.
Yeah, we just like candy.
Yeah.
Do you kids not know that Halloween is actually Satan's birthday? And every year he celebrates it by handing out candy so he can eat your genitals? All right, Mr. Smarty Pants, we'll turn your Bible to page Peter Pumpkin here. Chapter 5, verse 8, it says, be alert, be on watch.
I think I've
Your
seen
enemy, the
the
devil.
devil.
I don't know, Blessing.
Looking for something. He's not gonna eat your dick. He wants to eat it.
I don't want candy anymore, dude.
That's right. You don't want candy.
Candy leads to worse things like
Well,
drugs.
yeah, you can go from candy mouth to milk mouth.
It's messed up.
It is, honey. And don't even get me started on the Three Musketeers. Don't you dare eat it. Ain't nothing straight about three men making a candy bar. It's more like the Three Musketeers.
Well, I'm gay.
Oh, you are, huh? You must have eaten one of those Three Musketeers. To get the fuck out of my face before I call the cops. Candy eating gays.
Be on, Satan.
What was that about, Cody?
I don't know, but it's fucking weird.
Is Halloween really Satan's birthday?
No, let's go to a different house.
You fix my hair, it's falling off. Okay, guys, this house looks huge. We're gonna get huge amounts of candy. They're gonna hand out the most candy anyone's ever seen before. The Haitians are not gonna eat this candy because it's not cats or dogs. It's a really crappy devil costume, the crappiest devil costume I've ever seen. Why would you dress as yourself?
Because it's my... Everybody gonna say happy birthday for that? Happy birthday. Trick or treat, do we have candy?
Kids would think,
Well, shit.
you go, you young man.
Wait, that's not candy. I can't eat a bar of soap.
Oh, sure you can. You can eat anything. Fun times for the shit.
We want real candy.
Well, I don't have any. How evil.
This is the worst deal of all deals, the worstest deal I've ever seen. You really didn't into that character, dude. Let's just try another house. All right, Jeffy, it's your second house, so maybe you can get some more candy. Oh, what you buzz? Yeah. So, Jeffy, so you're coming. Trick or treat. Same thing, trick or treat. Yeah, but which one? Trick or treat. No, he's not that. He's a ghost.
This black household. Races in our household. Beat the ass right now.
Oh,
I'm going to win it. It's going to be such a huge win.
let's do this.
What's Happy Feet say?
Nothing, because there's no character in the movie named Happy Feet.
Who's Happy Feet then?
It's just called that because the penguin's dead.
This all over there's no character. Didn't they make a sequel to it?
Yeah.
Probably thought Margot Robbie should have been in the movie.
What?
No, I can't focus.
Nothing can scare me. I'm Donald Trump. There's a
Well, look it up.
It's not
All the places here, boy. You know.
Listen, no, but there's literally nothing scary about this firehouse. There's nothing scary at all.
It isn't even scary.
Yeah, that shit was weak.
Yeah, it was a little kid, dude. Yes, but then it was very lame. It was very Kamala Harris. Definitely, dude. No.
Were you actually scared?
No. Falling asleep. I was fake ballots in there.
We heard you screaming.
But, well, I was screaming until they Penelope screamed.
Yeah, I think he's actually scared.
Guy's gonna get mad at you.
Because I'm gonna buy Jeff his candy so we don't have to trick or treat anymore. You want want to know what's also not fun? Getting beat up and being called racist for wearing a racist costume.
Chose your costume.
It's true. He's right there. Oh, I can see it. Oh, beat his ass again.
Oh my God, that's the cameras.
Yeah, I'm just there. I'm gonna get yeah.
Which camera? This way.
I want to take a little bit of time to rank these games based on difficulty. At the very top, we have 3. Okay? 3 is hard. 3 is really hard. I think
Why would you explode the room? It's not happening.
Hello. In this video, I'll be covering how the AI works and the optimal strategy for the entered boss fight in the Sister Location Custom Night. The main game of Sister Location doesn't really have any AI-related aspects, and is more of an experience rather than a traditional FNAF game.
But mommy's not
In
home.
this video. If there's enough requests, I could make a main game AI guide, but I feel as though most of you are here for the other 2 parts of the game. With that said, let's get into the AI of the entered boss fight.
That's where he gets to not know how to wipe his butt.
First, get to the entered boss fight. Make sure you beat the main game normally, and then complete the baby minigame in the extras menu. Once that's done, on the night mission where you have to go to the dark area with the aura, the moment you get out, hold Shift, W, and D, and then just keep flicking your mouse to the right, and you should end up in the entered private room. Go over how the universal mechanics in the night work, and then how entered works, and finally, the optimal strategy to beating entered. The night is similar to nights in FNAF 1, lasting 9 minutes, with each hour being 90 seconds. The power functions on multiple different power drains. There's a universal power drain that takes 1% every 30 seconds, 1 bar of usage will take 1.2% every 10 seconds, and 2 bars of usage will take 2.4% every 10 seconds, and so on. This all equates to a drain of 13.8% every in-game hour, which leaves you with only 17.2% for your own use. Which is why understanding Ennard's mechanics is so important. Ennard's mechanics are actually pretty straightforward. If you need a quick refresher on how movement works in these games, I'll go over it briefly. Every time a set interval passes, the game gives X animatronic a chance to move. This chance is usually determined by a set AI value that's divided by 20. If you'd like a more detailed explanation of how movement in the FNAF games works, I'd recommend my FNAF 1 guide, where I go over it in depth. Ennard has a 50% chance to move regardless of where he is or when in the night it is. However, his interval timer changes throughout the night. For the first 40 seconds of the night, he won't move at all. Then from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., his interval will last 10 seconds. From 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., his interval will last 6 seconds. At 4
No.
a.m., his interval will
Game
be
is
shortened to
old.
3 seconds, and at 5 a.m., it'll only be 2 seconds. If the power goes out, his interval will be shortened to 0.5 seconds. Typically, when Ennard moves, it's accompanied by a sound indicating where in the building he is. Headphones are extremely important in this fight in order to determine exactly where Ennard is. Here are some of the sounds that Ennard can make when moving. However, in order to give the cameras a purpose, there is a 1 in 25 chance that Ennard will move without sound.
I've heard from a lot of posts that Ennard's chance to move silently increases as the night goes on. However, from my testing, this chance remains constant throughout the whole night. This is likely a common misconception because Ennard's overall movement becomes more frequent as the night goes on. As for Ennard's position, Ennard can be on any of the possible cameras within the private room map. In cameras 6, 7, 3, and 4, he only has one move. But in the cameras closest to your office, that being camera 1, 2, and 5, he has 2 moves. This means that when he's in these cameras, he might not be an immediate threat, or he can be one move away from attacking you. Discerning these positions is crucial for when we talk about the strategy. Also, another fun fact to note, for some reason, if Ennard moves to either closet, as in camera 3 or camera 4, he'll move straight to the door of the corresponding side on his next successful movement opportunity. Now that we know how Ennard works, what's the strategy for the Ennard boss fight? Discover a world of perfect original flavor. If you recall, earlier in the video, I mentioned that Ennard's chance to move is always the same, and his interval times to move are the ones that change. Since these times and chances are consistent throughout every single night, Ennard will always try and move at the same times in the night, no matter what. Same times, every night. You know what that means. It makes it a bit easier to track Ennard's intervals. However, I noticed that it can be a bit difficult after 1 a.m. Having to change to count up by 6s and then 3s and then 2s, all while paying attention to everything else, can be a bit overwhelming. It took me a few tries to beat it, but eventually with the help of the stopwatch, I was able to get it done. Unfortunately, every single time you die to Ennard in the private room, you're forced to play all of Night 5 over again until you can make it back. So, for my wonderful The Bones 5 YouTube channel on YouTube fan base, I wanted to make this fight a bit easier so that you could all beat it first try. I present the official Bones 5 Ennard timer. Unique program in Python that counts down to every interval that Ennard has a possible chance to move, along with a global timer to track where you are in the night. If you'd like to download the program, I'll leave a GitHub link in the description. If you'd just like to view the timer, I have an unlisted video recording of the program also in the description that you can use to track Ennard's intervals. Now that we can perfectly track Ennard's intervals, I can go over the optimal strategy. Saving power in this night is crucial, so you only want to close the doors when you are absolutely sure of 2 things. 1. Ennard is right at your door or in front of the vent, and 2, a movement opportunity is right about to happen. Since you will always know when Ennard has a chance to move because of the interval timer, you can use the cameras whenever you don't hear Ennard make a sound during a movement opportunity. This confirms whether he just didn't move and his movement opportunity failed, or he moved silently with that 4% chance. From 12 to 4 a.m., you want to close the doors about a second before Ennard's movement opportunity. When he's at the door, if you hear a sound, the door is safe to open. Use the cameras to confirm that he hasn't moved silently, open the door, and then close it again over the next interval. This is done to optimize power, since keeping the door closed for the full 6-second interval is too much of a waste in this night. Once 4 a.m. hits, the intervals will be too fast to close the doors right over the intervals. If you know that Ennard is at your door, close it and just keep it closed until you hear him moving somewhere else. He moves too frequently that it's not worth the power optimizations. If you're still confused, I'll go over some key moments in my personal run. I won't be commentating the entire night because we still have the sister location custom night to get to, but I'll share enough moments that should make the strategy pretty clear. First bit of commentary. Stay hydrated. This is very important. Nothing really happens until about 1:30, and we know that Ennard is in the closet. Remember that when Ennard moves from the closet, he's guaranteed to move to your door. I check every time an interval passes for silent movement, then at 1:48 I hear a sound, knowing that Ennard is right at the door. On the next movement, Ennard will try and enter the office, meaning I should close the door on 1:54. Then, right after 1:54, I get a sound cue indicating that Ennard has left. For about a minute straight here, Ennard keeps failing his movement opportunities in the back of the vent. It's still very important to check the cameras in case of silent movement. Eventually, I hear a sound, meaning next interval, I must shut the door.
Well, this game is mad laggy.
I again get a sound cue that Ennard has left. Here we have another closet door sequence. I also just realized that my camera's covering up the power indicator, so I'm sorry about that. I fixed it later in the custom night gameplay. The clock has now hit 6 minutes, which means that Ennard is now going to start moving every 3 seconds. We know that Ennard is in the back vent right now, so in the next movement, I'm not going to wait at all to close the door. Let this last minute play out because of how fast Ennard will be on the 5 a.m. interval. As always, if you'd like to view the full Ennard run, I'll leave the raw recording in the description. Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, I want to give some commentary on that real quick. I did not expect this game to be nearly as hard. So this game is really hard. This game is very difficult. I did not expect it to be this difficult. But we're just now getting to the custom night. So we're gonna see how it goes now. This is gonna be quite the challenge. Yeah, it's gonna be quite the challenge. Sister Location Custom Night was indeed quite the challenge. But before we go over how everything works and the strategy for the night, I'd like to hand it over to Past Me for some commentary on the overall night experience. Since the Sister Location Custom Night is a bit different from the other custom nights, that was the hardest custom night challenge by far. And it wasn't even RNG. Like there's very little RNG in this night. It is pure skill. But there's no like here's how the typical The Bones video cycle goes, right? I start the custom night. Oh my god, this is impossible. How am I going to do this? And then I research the AI, and then I'm like, okay, I know all of this stuff. Now I can figure out this optimal strategy that completely just beats all the animatronics. They have no chance, right? Sister Location, they beat my ass. Okay, I look up the AI. Funtime Freddy moves every 10 seconds unless he hits a Bonnie attack on that same interval. Who fucking cares? Because there's so much shit going on. It doesn't matter. You can't intervalize everything. Because like in FNAF 2, 8 of the animatronics are the exact same. Everyone in FNAF Sister Location operates completely differently. And they all like intertwine in this like perfect puzzle mode, right? But I will say, mechanically, the game feels great. Like it feels so smooth. The way you can like react to things and do everything so fast, that's not in other FNAF games. It's like, here's a good analogy. If anyone here has played or watched competitive Smash Melee, it's like that. Like if you're good enough to do it quick, it feels amazing because you're combating all this shit being thrown at you, and it's like super smooth and feels great. And it's not RNG. It's not like Springtrap where you just sit there and just watch him not listen to you. There's always a fair chance that you will win, unless you get wombo comboed. But there's always a fair chance that you will win. You just gotta be really, really, really good. Overall, Sister Location 1020 is a very technical and very difficult challenge, but it isn't as luck-based as the other games that came before it. With that said, how does the AI in this night work? The waffles. Beginning with the universal mechanics, Sister Location's night length is exactly 6 minutes, with each in-game hour lasting 1 minute. The power works a bit differently from the Ennard private room. When the night begins, the game sets the power value to 99,999. This scales such that 1% power is equal to 1,000 power value. The universal power drain in this night is determined by this equation. The difficulty value variable is determined by the 4 different difficulty value settings that you can set before entering the night. Easy being 1, normal is 2, hard is 3, and very hard is 4. However, if you're doing 1020 mode or Golden Freddy mode on very hard,
which is what this video is focusing on, the difficulty value is set to either 5 or 6 depending on your game version. In addition to this universal drain, every single frame, the power value is drained by this formula. Now with the universal mechanics covered, we can move on to the animatronics. There's 10 animatronics total in the Sister Location Custom Night, and compared to all the other games, the AI in this game is actually pretty simple. Beginning with Ballora operates on sound cues. Her music will pan to either side of the building with 4 different levels in volume. These levels are silent, distant, moderate, and loud. When the music is loud, she's about to attack and you should close the door the music is coming from. Behind the scenes, Ballora has a counter that is set to 50 that decreases by 1 every 0.2 seconds. Once this counter is equal to
Bro,
Ballora's
I'm
AI
done live
value,
streaming. It's
Ballora
so
will
laggy.